What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Roblox video. Today I'm going to be showing you how you can make a Lamborghini scene Roblox GFX, so let's do it. Alright, so here we are in our Blender file, and what we're going to want to do is actually add like a ground for our character to stand on. So I have an OBJ that I'm going to use. It'll be in the description if you would like to use it as well. You do not have to use this. You could use a road, really anything you want. But here it is. So I'm just going to go to File, Import, Wavefront.obj, click on that, and then go to Downloads, and I'm going to search up Desert. Okay, Desert with Road right here, and then click on Source, then Mojave Desert, and then Tinker, and then Import.obj. Make sure it's the OBJ, not the MTL, because then it actually won't work. Okay, so now I'm going to rotate this. So let's click R, X, 90. Okay, click enter, and then do R, X, 180. So that's going to flip it around for us. Okay, so now that we've done that, we're going to want to drag our character on, let's not do that. No, we need to grab our character and drag it up. Okay, just like that, and then let's drag it down, like that. Perfect. Okay, so now that we have our character in here, we could go ahead and add our Lamborghini. So, first thing you're gonna want to do is actually put your rig right around here because it's pretty flat. The other parts aren't really flat, like this one. I guess you could use this part. You know what? Yeah, let's use this part. That part looks good. Okay. So let's move this over here and drag it down just like that. Okay. Yeah, let's actually use the other side. It's more flat. Okay, so let's drag that over here. Okay, and by the way, to move my camera around, I'm actually clicking Shift and the thing over Tab, if you're wondering. That's how I'm getting that little thing that pops up to move myself. Okay, so now that we have our rig in a flat area, let's drag it more over here. And then let's rotate it this way so we're like looking at the desert. Okay. So the camera will be positioned like right here, and then we'll have a sky texture in the background so that it looks better. But now that we've done that, we are going to import our Lamborghini. So actually, before we do that, make sure your character is on the ground or it won't look good. There won't be any shadows or anything. So make sure it's on the ground. Okay, so my character is on the ground, and now you're going to want to open up Roblox Studio, click on Classic Baseplate, and then you're going to want to search up a Lamborghini, so Lamborghini right here. I'm just going to be using the 2019 Lamborghini. It should pop right up if you want to use the same one. But here it is, so pretty simple design. Actually, it's actually not for a Roblox model, but what you're going to want to do is right-click on it, and then do Export Selection. And then go to your Lambo scene file, and then make a new folder. You're going to want to name this Lambo. Okay, double-click on that, and then do OBJ. And then save it. So that's going to save it to your computer so we can actually open it up in Blender and make it look better. So what you're going to want to do now is do File, Import, Wavefront.obj, go into Downloads, and then, or actually just open up Lambo scene or wherever you have it. Click on the Lambo, and then click on the OBJ file, not the MTL file, or it will not work. Then do Import OBJ. And it's spawning our car. Okay, so now we're going to want to move it over up here. Okay, just like that. So now we have our car right above us, and let's drag that down. Perfect level. Okay. And now that we've done that, we're going to position our car first, and then we're going to add a bunch of effects to our car so it looks better. Okay. So I'm actually gonna drag that a little bit that way. We're gonna have our character leaning on our car so that it actually looks good. Okay, and then you're gonna want to make sure it's at a good level, so right about there, and we can just enter this mode, or object mode, world mode, and then just to see how it looks. So it is very dark outside, and it's very hard to work like this, so I'm going to actually add an HDRI that I'm going to be using for this GFX. Let's drag that back. Okay. We can actually rotate this a little bit. Rotate it that way. And make sure it's on the ground. Is this actually on the ground, or is it like floating? Yeah, it's floating. Okay. And then let's rotate it down a little bit. Okay. So now we can just move this up to the right level. Whatever you think fits well. And our character, for some reason, is actually way bigger than our car. So we can just scale this up. So let's click S and then enlarge it. Okay. And now we're going to be importing our HDRI. So what you're going to want to do is go to HDRI Haven.com. It's actually Polyhaven now. I don't know why they named it that. It was better the other way, but whatever. So okay, so once you're on polyhaven.com/HDRIs, you're going to want to look up Rock Castle. Oh, here it is. It already popped up. Then you're going to click download. That's going to download it to your computer. Okay, so once it's finished downloading, you're going to want to open it up in Blender. So go to Blender, and then you can get in your world property or your little world globe, viewport shading. And then right where it says color, click that little dot, and then change it to environment texture. Click open, and then go to downloads. Scroll down until you find it. Okay, here it is. Click open image, and this is the HDRI that we're going to be using. So we can actually edit it in world properties. So okay, yeah, this is why you get good lighting, because you can't really see that something's off. So okay, that looks much better. Do we actually have our other? Okay, yeah, it's gonna work. Okay, so as you can see, our car looks a little bit basic. It doesn't have like much anything on it really. So why does our character look so big? Okay, that looks much better. Our character was like huge. But before we actually, before we actually add any effects to our car, we're going to want to lean back. So let's just pose our rig. So I'm gonna lean it back, and then just go like this. Let's see here. How did I have it? So let's just. Okay. Okay, so I actually had it. Yeah, I had it like leaning on the car. So let's get it more near the car. All right. There we go. Okay, so get it closer. Okay, that looks better. So lean our character back. And then let's just move that over there. And then give him a little bend on his arm. Oop. Geez, it's so hard to see. Let's just pose this in here. Okay, so let's do that. And let's go like that. And move it back a little bit. Okay. So now let's do our other arm. Make sure you're leaning this back enough. Okay. Then you're going to want to move this up a little bit. Okay, just like that. And let's make sure it's actually leaning on the car so we get like a nice shadow on it. Okay, so let's move our character back. Just like that. And then let's reposition our head. Just like this. Let's select our head. Okay, main head default. And then we're going to rotate it like this. So that his head is leaning back. Move it up like that. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's do our legs. So let's have this one out like just a little bit with a little bit of bend. Okay, so let's have it out just like that, and then let's have this one like that. Okay, so now that we have our posed rig, now our character looks way too tiny. So we've had problems with this for some reason, but that's okay. So let's just scale this up. Okay, make sure it's leaning. We can rotate this a little bit. Yeah, so he's gonna be looking like that way. Okay, and let's do that. Move it back. To the point where it looks good. So let's actually move that out. You know what? Let's rotate our Lamborghini a little bit. So let's do that. Perfect. All right, so now it's actually leaning on it. And now we can add a bunch of effects and stuff. So let's just leave our camera right here, go into this mode, and just let's select our window texture. So let's go into here, I think. This should be the window texture, if I'm correct. So let's just make it red. Okay, it might not be, I guess. Oh, that's actually the lights. Okay. So yeah, let's keep that how it is. Let's go to here. And we can just adjust these things to see where it is. Okay, yeah, that's the windows. Okay. So yeah, let's not mess with the color of that, but let's go down and where it says transmission, turn that all the way up. Okay. And scroll down to where it says, I think, viewport display, and then click screen space refraction and subsurface translucency. Okay, so that fixed our windows, so now they don't actually look bad. But we can change the color if we want, so we can make like whatever color windows that we would like, but I'm just gonna keep them gray because it looks good like that. But let's keep the top one mode to alpha hashed, and then let's keep the bottom to alpha clip. Okay, so now that we've done that, we need to add some like realism and better texture to our Lambo. So let's actually scroll up, and let's go to the green right here, and we can bring down the roughness to almost none. Actually, yeah, let's bring this up a little bit so it doesn't look too shiny. And then let's add some metallic. Okay, that looks really good. And then some specular. Okay, cool. So now we can go down to our wheels. So let's go down to, where is it? Let's go to these right here. Base color's black. Let's just see what oh, that's the lights. Okay, let's not mess with that. You just have to experiment with some of the textures to see what they are. But let's bring the roughness down on these and bring the metallic up. Bring the specular up. Okay. And yeah, that looks good. Okay. So, we need to get the wheels pretty shiny. So, bring the roughness down. Trying to find the wheels. Okay, that's not the wheels. 1 second, let me find the texture for the wheel. Okay, so I finally found it, and it's right here under the red. So let's bring the roughness down. And as you can see, it's already getting more shiny. Let's bring the specular up, add some metallic. And oh my gosh, it already looks much better. Okay. So, now let's hit tab. Oh, yeah. Hit tab. Okay. Textures for that. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's drag the roughness down. Drag the specular up. More metallic. And now the wheels look nice and shiny and good. So now let's go into our world properties and make some edits. So let's go into world. Okay. And let's add a input. Let's add an input, and then let's make this add mapping. So let's do mapping. Okay. I don't know why I have caps lock on. Okay, let's move over here. Let's bring the vector down to here. Or vector up to there. I don't know why I did that. And then let's add mapping. Or texture coordinate. Oop. Texture coordinate. Okay. Right there. And then you're gonna want to do bring generated into vector. The vector right here. Okay. And then let's yeah, let's undo that. That does not look good. And then let's bring the rotation. Okay, it's not the right rotation. Let's bring this one up. Just like that, so we're only getting sky. Okay, perfect. So now that we have only sky in our background and not trees, we could go ahead and let's adjust our rims a little bit. I don't really like how they look. Where is it? It is right here. Okay. All right, let's bring the roughness down and that up. Okay. One of the blacks is, okay, roughness down. Here it is, I think. And metallic up. Metallic up. Specular. Oh, that looks cool. Okay. And then, yeah, I think that's gonna be it. So you can just mess around with the settings as much as you like. I like to add a bunch of cool settings to make it look much better. But, alright, so once you finish messing around with all the settings, you're going to want to do Shift A or click Add, and then add a camera. Click 0 on your keyboard, and then click Shift and the thing over Tab to move your camera around. Okay, and we can just scroll backwards to slow our camera down so that it doesn't move as fast. Okay, and now we can just position our camera how we like it. So let's move this down by pressing Q, E, and then let's do that. Actually, yeah, let's... Okay, so I'm actually editing the video right now, and I realized it took literally 5 minutes for me to position the camera, so I'm just gonna skip that part. So yeah. Now that we have that, let's do some camera settings. So go to, actually no, don't do motion blur, and then, film. Don't actually do transparent. Make sure your render engine's on cycles. I'm just going to keep this at 1920 by 1080p. Check the percent all the way up to 100. And you know what? I know why it's not doing what we want it to do. So let's actually select our ultimate rig and select our OBJ. Okay, so here it is. And then let's select our ultimate rig. Let's move it backward like this, then let's move it down like that. Okay, so that should actually help with our camera positioning. Okay, all right, so now that we have our camera set up, you're going to want to go into the composer right here, click use nodes, and then you're going to want to add some denoising data. So actually make sure this is on PNG first, so RGBA, color depth 16, compression 100%. Okay, and now go into here and do denoising data and mist. Okay, so now let's add a denoiser. So denoiser right here, and let's take off of that. Okay, denoising image, put that in there. Denoising normal, put it in normal, and denoising Alberto, or however you say it, into Alberto. So then you're going to want to add a glare. Okay, this will make it look better. Instead of streaks, you're going to want to make sure this is on fog glow. Change the size to 9. Okay, now you're going to want to do Shift D to make another glare. Okay, and yeah, that should be good. So we will actually be using Photoshop in the next video. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, remember to leave a like on the video, subscribe, and let's finish this rig first. Move you over here. Okay, so yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. So now that we've finished with all of that, let's do render image. But we'll be using Photoshop in the next video, so stay tuned for that.
Chooky beat.